Welcome back to Beach Planet USA. Look at these supercars as we are getting ready to roll out from Shepherd Church in Porter Ranch. Today we will be climbing the infamous Stunt Road. Look at this Christmas tree. It's Christmas season, everybody. I hope you are having a fabulous Christmas season. This is Christmas season Socal style. Look at that. Fire pits, coffee shop, Pillars Cafes where we roll from Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. And today was spectacular weather. We got about 7 or 8 of us today. This is a lot of the usual suspects that roll out from Shepherd Church on Saturday rides. We ride every Saturday, 8 a.m. Today is a special day because we'll be doing some climbing. Today's ride is about 45 miles, just under 4,000 feet of climbing, I believe. And it's a good day to do it. The early morning was cold, it was crisp, but we knew the sun was coming out. So we all dressed a little warm. As you can see, I left out my leg warmers. Usually if it drops below 48, 47, it's leg warmer time, but the temperature was going to rise as the sun came up. So wasn't anything to worry about. This is me and Charles catching up as we were heading out to Valley Circle, which is a stretch that takes us into Calabasas. It gets us to Mulholland. It's a very fun stretch if you ever make it out to Socal, or if you are in Southern California. I highly recommend riding the San Fernando Valley. There are so many routes, it's not even funny, but one of the great routes is leaving, I guess from the top of the valley, which would be North Valley, and just getting to ride south on Valley Circle, which is where we're heading now. But I've been riding with Shepherd Church, as I told you last time, for 11, I think maybe 12 years. It's been a great group. It's a great group of guys. There's probably 20, 25 guys in the rotation that just come in and out when they have time or when they're available. We have a core group of about 10. Everybody's just a solid rider. We are a strong group. We love to ride. We love to move. We love to come out and do our best, depending on where we're at, maybe in our lives, or depending on what season we're in. You know, sometimes we're working and out of shape, and sometimes we're making time to ride, and we're in great shape. But we all like to ride with each other, pace with each other. We like to challenge each other. We like to adventure with each other. And boy, do we love the excitement and the adventure of cycling, of road bikes in particular. You know, LA gets a bad rap for riding on its roads, but if you know the routes, if you're a good rider, or if you're willing to learn how to be a skilled rider, which is how to pick good lines, on what I would consider, you know, part of anything that you do is make sure you have a good tool to do it with. And I think some of our bikes are equipped to take on some of these rough roads. There's usually some patches, but most of our routes, as you can see, are good asphalt. And we ride familiar routes, so we know almost every nook and cranny and every stretch of our route. So we know which side of the road to stay on. We know where to stay on the shoulder. We know how to listen for cars coming from the back. Believe me, even electric cars, you can hear their tires on the road. And I think when you're cycling, your senses are elevated, so you can see better, you can hear better, and you can think clearer. I just think that's being in an elevated state of alertness. And when when you're on the bike, there's only one state of mind you need to be in, and that is in an elevated state. It's always good to catch up with each other while we ride. I always consider cycling, I would say, a lot of it like golf, in the sense that it's social. That we all take turns riding side by side. We switch, we rotate, depending on what mood we're in, depending how rested we are, whether we feel like getting on the gas, which means turning up the intensity, or if we want to ride in a group and really chit chat or talk about the week, talk about work, talk about life, talk about our faith. We do ride with Shepherd Church. We try to make it a fellowship ride. We just try to keep the conversations positive. We try to keep the conversations really geared toward leadership, geared toward what's good in our lives, geared towards sharing with each other what's going on in our lives. I know we all really share the same objective, which is to exercise, be around good men, be around men who want to be better men, and we also want to stay fit. We also want to take care of our minds. We also want to do things that challenge us. We want to do things that are tough, that make us sweat. Sometimes we want to do things that make us hate what it is we do, which is cycling. Cycling is really filled with suffering. This is one fun part of the stretch. We've already made it through Valley Circle. That's Armando. And this part of Mulholland is really coined Cardiac Hill. And this is where we get to the cardiac part, because the grade kicks up probably, I think it's 11, 12, 13%. It's not for long, but you know, by the time we get to the stretch of Mulholland, you really want to get out of the saddle and stretch your legs and change muscle groups and just come over this hump. We will come over and regroup at the top of what's called 7-minute hill. But in this case, we're going to be descending 7-minute hill. It's 7-minute hill when you come back. And after we do Stunt, we would descend Stunt and come back, and we would regroup here at this top that I'm turning over to. But these are the guys. We're all just taking a few minutes to recover. Sometimes we finish our conversations when we regroup, as you can see. We catch our breath, we take some food, some drinks, and then we determine when it's time to roll. A couple guys had to get back. Steve there in the blue had to get out to the airport, and Ray in the orange. We're just going to do a ride with a little less climbing. So he headed out to Las Virgenes, and we headed down 7-minute, which takes us onto Mulholland, and then we hang a left, as you will see, up Stunt Road. This 7-minute descent is very fun. I would say it's quick, it's not fast, you can flow, the grades are not steep. As you can see, we're just kind of getting into the groove here. We are already in the descent, but me and Brian were doing a little catch up before we got into a little more of the serious section of descending 7-minute hill. But it's very fun. You can pedal. You can coast. I recommend pedaling a little bit, kind of to stabilize your bike. The turns are not very harsh. You can kind of see around each corner. Nothing sneaks up on you. There might be one or two there where it's a sweeping turn, but there may be a hump in the middle of the turn. And every once in a while, going down 7-minute hill, you'll get startled by one of the humps in the middle of the sweeping turns. But this road's pretty good. Not much to worry about. As always, you just want to scan up ahead. I like to shift my body weight as I make a left or a right, you'll see me drop a foot. And that's really to lower my center of gravity and also stabilize my tires. Descending, when you know what's going on, what you want to do is you want to stay seated firm. You want to push down on your bars lightly. And then you want to shift your pedals so that your feet keep you planted in the seat, keeps you kicked back in your seat. As you can see, I'm either stroking to stabilize the bike, and if I'm not stroking, I will shift a leg down to keep me placed in my position. You want a stable front wheel, and if you sit on your seat properly, you will have a stable rear wheel, so both tires will be planted correctly while you descend. If you match this technique with picking good lines, which are lines that will allow you to flow without having to lean the bike too much, you will get through all these turns smoothly. You won't have to worry about speed too much because you can handle everything that's coming. As I told you, everything we're doing, we are scanning ahead. You can see that the road's clear. You can see that it appears safe to proceed as is. And if you are taking all these precautions and doing what you're supposed to do while you descend, you can descend comfortably. Today we're just kind of cruising, nothing crazy, but very fun. It was a beautiful day. That's Matt up there leading the charge. Matt's been descending very, very well lately, sometimes surprisingly well. He skates ahead of me. I said, how is he skating ahead of me? But he's picking good lines. That has been relaxed descending. I think when you get to a point where you can relax, you can really focus on getting your bike down any one hill or any one mountain, not only safely but comfortably. It is just stunning to be in the mountains in the fall. We've had some rain in the last few weeks, and you can see during the summer, these mountains, these hillsides, they turn yellow. They are not green as you see. You see some of the trees with fall colors. So it's very special to ride in the fall after some rain because everything is green. This is where we get ejected onto Mulholland. It's a pretty smooth transition. For about 10-15 seconds until, could be a minute, we make a left onto Stunt Road. Armando, who was out in the back, wanted to make sure he didn't miss the left. I don't know what I did there with the camera, but that is now us going left from Mulholland onto Stunt Road. Stunt, it is a climb. I forget the exact time, to be honest with you, but I want to say it's a 35, maybe a 40-minute climb. I should have checked that. But it's a substantial climb. There's a lot of 6 to 8% grades. It's beautiful. And let me tell you, something about today, or I was just, can't say I was feeling strong. At the same time, I was moving. At the same time, I knew I'd have no problem finishing 45 miles, 4,000 feet of climbing. That's really where I'm at these days. That's a comfortable ride for me, but I like that comfortable ride when I feel strong. I like that comfortable ride when I can increase my pace and feel good about it. I'm not really sure why I didn't feel lack of a better term, powerful today. Like I said, I was moving, my heart rate was low for the pace I was riding. But I did not feel like I could elevate the pace easily. It just felt like my legs, I guess they either felt tight, or they felt heavy. So I just went with it. I'm not sure if I need to move my cleats on my shoes. Kind of switched in the last month from an old pair of shoes to a newer pair of shoes, and then back today to the old pair of shoes. I'm just thinking I need a fitting. I'm thinking I need to reset. I'm thinking I need a consultant, an advisor to reset my seating position. I want them to look at the the dynamics, the geometry, the physiology of me on my bike. I need help. I want to make sure my quads, my hams, my calves, my ankles, I want to make sure everything's in position. I want to make sure my back is correct. I want to make sure my saddle is placed properly when I ride. I'll tell you one thing, I haven't been climbing much lately. I've been climbing, I mean, not to the extent that I can't climb. I'm not the lightest, but I'm lighter. I'm actually not too bothered with my weight right now. It can always be better, like a lot better. But my weight's not bad. It's not as bad as I think it is. But, this is Stunt. He's kind of taking the views to get to the top of the world. Look at this. And look at this. We had a surprise. We had Domestique. And we had Felipe with the meta glasses. He was showing me his meta glasses. Zari, Cecilia, Gil, Miguel. These are all our people. Cycling people, friends, church people. Look at this. Look at this view. That's all the ocean back there. It's a stunning view. Which is why on sunny days like that, I go up Stunt. And if you are lucky enough to see that beautiful view and beautiful cars, you get to descend Stunt, which is a fast downhill. I told you, the grades are 6, 7, 8%. Those grades are significant heading down. And I would say Stunt is not my favorite road to descend. You'll see the patches, you'll see cracks, and sometimes you're not sure if those are filled in or if they're open. But because we know this road, those cracks are filled in. There used to be small potholes, those are filled in. But just because you know the condition of the road, you are cautious again, scanning. You say, how can you scan at that speed? That's ridiculous. You can. I'll be honest with you, the worst case scenario, there's a little hot or something. You jump it or you hit it. You hit some brakes to avoid it. You ways out. Descending. You have to practice, you have to descend. You cannot descend in fear. Why? State of mind. You want to make sure you are in the right state of mind. You are not in a worried state. You are in a state of high alert. You are in a state of interest. What interest, you ask? To complete the descent, which is for a favorable result. This is another time Matt was out in front of me. I wasn't pushing it, but he was gone. And I'll be honest with you, I recorded a lot of this in 8K, 30 frames per second. And a couple things happened. Ended up beating up the battery, and it ate up my space on the memory card. But as you guys know, Beach Planet USA podcast will include awesome videos like this. Is in the works. So I am learning a little bit about storage and format and quality. Bear with me. But I hope you enjoyed this. This was an awesome day, an awesome ride with an awesome group. This is really how I think of the sport of cycling. I bring my faith into it. I love it. I love the guys. I love whoever shows up. I love that we all exercise together. I love that we're all up for the challenge of not only mountain climbs, but adventures and rollers and kickers and flats and descents. I love that we cover so much terrain and that we all do it safely. Imagine that. Been riding 12 years. Thank God. Safely. Very few incidents. Almost to talk about. 99.9% of the time. Our prayers are answered. We pray before we leave. And thank God we get home safe over and 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 over again. So stay tuned. Please subscribe to Beach Planet USA. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about cycling, about what you're seeing, maybe about what I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, it is December. The year is just about over. Have a wonderful Christmas season. I can't stop saying that enough. Let's look forward to 2026. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for giving me a chance. And I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.